So my name is Marcel Comeau. I'm going to be 83 years old. My experience with chronic pain has been horrendous. I developed a sciatic condition last April. My quest, of course, was to find a magic bullet like we were all looking for. I tried physiotherapy, I tried massage therapy, I tried acupuncture, and my disappointment in trying all of these in those first couple of months was that every practitioner that I went to did exactly the same thing, only based on their specialty. The symptoms of my sciatica were a burning hamstring. And the hamstrings, you don't realize how important they are until you try and reach up and your hamstring activates and it's burning. And so each one of these technicians attacked the hamstrings when I went in, which of course was very painful. They would usually able to get the hamstrings to settle down for a day, and then it would all be back and we'd be starting at square one. So to say I was frustrated was an understatement. I even went as far as to have a lumbar epidural. So you know how ladies have an epidural when they're pregnant? Well, this is the same idea, only it's a lumbar one. And the doctor in Burnaby that does these is very good, but it's still a hit and miss process. And unfortunately, in my case, it didn't do anything to resolve the sciatica. So in the fall, Ashley's friend, Shirley, who's been doing personal training for a long time now, she told me that she became a fascia specialist. And that's what got me hooked. I liked the word fascia because everything I was reading about with sciatica, they were always talking about fascia. Shirley agreed to take me on, and we started. And she stayed away from the hamstrings, not like everybody else did, and we did some very gentle stretching. We started this in end of September, beginning of October, and within 4 weeks, the stretching had relieved most of the pain in my sciatica. Now, at the point that I started this with Shirley, I was taking 6 extra Tylenol a day, which is not very good for you, obviously, but it was the only way that I could survive from the pain. When I started with Shirley, the only way I was able to walk was hunched over. I couldn't walk straight up, and most things that I tried to do would activate the pain in my sciatica, so hence the painkillers. Prior to starting with Shirley, I had been to my doctor, and my doctor had sent me for an x-ray. X-ray showed that I had some degeneration in my back. I had an arthritic back and some mild stenosis. The solution from the doctor's point of view was to have an operation, which he didn't think I should have, and I certainly did not want to have at my age. And he said to try normal therapies. And I told him about Shirley. He says, yeah, give that a go. So that's when we started. Shirley's mild stretches and a little bit of strengthening. The strengthening came after the stretches. Were able to start decreasing the amount of pain I was feeling during the day. So I went from 6 painkillers a day, and I decreased over a period of a month down to 1 painkiller a day. That's a big difference. And I was feeling much better, much more confident. The pain was now intermittent as opposed to constant. So by mid-November, I was off painkillers completely. I was able to do most normal activities that I needed to do, and I felt so much better and stronger. One of the issues when you get to be my age, of course, is your stability in your walking. And the fall for seniors, of course, is probably the biggest cause of death. And so we've been working on that, and I'm much more stable now. When we started, I wasn't able to get myself up off the floor if I fell, which is a very common problem. Now I can get myself off the floor quite confidently, hoping I don't fall, mind you. So by the end of December, pain was completely gone. So I continue doing my stretching today. Shirley continues to train me, and I hope that I've got a cruise planned for May. We've now decided that we can go on that cruise, which we weren't sure of at the time. And I'm hoping that by the time May comes, I'll even be stronger and we'll be able to do whatever it is that we need to do. Incidentally, in December, my wife and I also started walking around Lafarge Lake, which I would not have been able to do prior to that. When you've had to endure the pain that I did, to be able to have that resolved is like a miracle. And I would certainly recommend Shirley to anybody who has pain issues. She's kind, gentle, but she'll make you do what you're supposed to. And probably the last key that I have here, don't look for the magic bullet. But if you're going to start the program, you have to be committed to doing your part. In other words, the days when Shirley isn't showing up to do your training, you have to be doing the training yourself. You have to do these stretches on a regular basis, and then you'll find that everything falls in place, and as the pain eases, you're motivated even more to continue. So please, if you need somebody to help you, Shirley's the girl.